Show me how. I am going to show you how I painted this Bright Room black rack, wardrobe rack, that was purchased at Target, and I painted it heirloom white. Couple little dinky flaws that people didn't listen to me that we're supposed to assemble it, aka my family members, but I think you'll get the gist of it and see how much better it looks than the black. Okay, at least in our opinion. So, stay here, don't go anywhere. Show me how. Okay, I'm sure there's a bunch of videos on how to paint metal. So this is my daughter's little closet set up, and of course they all come black because black hides a lot of things. So I'm going to use primer. I'm not going to scuff it up. I probably should, but I'm not going to go to that extent. So I'm going to use Rust-Oleum primer, painter's touch, and then I'll come back over it with, this is kind of an off-white here, and this is a paint and primer, heirloom white. Paint and primer, when you use paint and primer, you still really have to prime. So they have a way out. If you look at the instructions on the back, I'm not going to zoom in real close at the expense of this video, but just read the back and you'll see that really you're supposed to prime. So I'm just right now priming with, I'm almost done with this can, and I'm going to have 2 coats of primer that's just going to really allow enough to cover all of the areas that are black, at least tone them down. And then the other thing I wanted to show you folks was, and again, I'm sure this stuff is all over the internet, but what you do is you just take a cardboard box and put your screws, try not to lose them, just puncture your screws in some styrofoam or cardboard, anything, just to stand them up so you can get the heads. Now, this was assembled a little bit loose, intentionally, so that the coating could get around the fittings. That was my intent. Whether the assistant heeded to my advice or not, I am not sure. But best way to do the screws when you're painting them, again, I'm sure this is all over the internet, is poke them in something that will stand them straight up. So the main thing, again, whenever you're spraying, whenever you're painting, period, go light. Keep a distance. Overcompensate for your distance to prevent drips, okay? And then you can come into it. All right, then you can come into it and realize, hey, I can get a little bit closer. This can's almost out. I can get a little bit closer without overcoating. And this, I'm rattling off the remains of this, okay? You really don't want to get too much up on the thread. These threads are really coarse. And I'll be going over this again with another coat of primer and then the paint. So they should come out really nice. That's probably the majority of why I'm showing you this video, was to exemplify or exhibit how to paint some heads, fastener heads, whether it be screw, nail, etc. I'm almost out here. And when you paint long strokes, okay, not shaking like I'm doing here. The only reason why I'm shaking is to get the remains out of the can. Okay, long strokes, up and down. Remember the old Karate Kid with the paintbrush? I doubt if you do this with a spray can that you will become a black belt, but you'll have a nice finished product when you're done. So, I'll show it to you when it's done, and this is the first phase of priming. Okay, folks, this is what the final product looks like. It really came out nice. So what I use is 2 cans of primer and 2 cans of paint. Prime and paint, but really prime and paint. See, there's a neck because I told the people that I did this for to wait. So you really want to wait 48 hours for it to cure before you start fudging around with it. So, but outside of that, I told them to not tighten the screws all the way. They give you a real cheesy screwdriver, but overall, boy, does it look a lot better than black. So here you go, folks. Another 20 on top of how much they paid at Target, aka Target, which I think was 120. So now you got a lot of labor into this, and $140 total. All right, show me how. Just showed you how to rattle can, aka spray can, your black wrought iron unassembled racks, shelf racks.